Hey guys, it's Len at Lionstrong Athletics. Today we're doing a debunk series going over the sit-up. I'm not even sure why a bunch of fitness professionals say this is a bad exercise or you should never do this exercise. It's very possible that they just don't know what they're doing or don't know how to incorporate this exercise to actually use the ab muscles. So we're about to go over that, but first hit that subscribe button, leave me a comment and let me know if there's any exercises you want me to debunk next. And if you're looking for an online program, or maybe you want to get some swag, go to lionstrongathletics.com and get started today. Now before we get into the exercise, I want to very briefly go over the anatomy and what we're trying to accomplish with the sit-up. So our goal is to hit that rectus abdominis, that's our six-pack muscle. And its origin is up here on my sternum and then way down here on my pubic crest, okay? And its action is to try and curve and bend my body and get these points closer together. Okay, so as I stretch, I get longer between these 2 points, and as I contract this muscle, it contracts down, and I'm trying to get these 2 points closer together. So every time your goal is to work the rectus abdominis, that's 6, 8-pack, 4-pack, 2-pack for some of us, it is to try and get these 2 points closer. And if you're not doing that during the exercise, you're working something else, or predominantly working something else to make that movement happen, most likely your hip flexors and quads, which we're about to go over in the exercise. All right, let's hop in the demonstration here and go over this exercise and how to do it properly. I am using a decline bench right now, but you don't have to have this for an exercise. You can be on the floor. Maybe we have a cable crunch. There's a lot of different options for the same sit-up movement, but they're all going to involve the same technique. Okay, so as we're set up on this guy here, the thing I want to go over the most is my intent, and it's not to bring myself up. And this is where people go wrong. If your goal is to try and lift yourself up into the air, I can accomplish this task with my abs, I can accomplish this task with my hip flexors, and I can use my quads to help bring me up as well. So anytime I'm thinking about driving up and reaching up or doing something like that, I am not targeting my abs directly and I'm not isolating them, okay? So if we remember, our goal here is to try and get these 2 points closer together, then that's what I want to do. So if I'm at the bottom here, my abs are on because they're holding my body up from collapsing, which is great. But now I need to initiate this movement with my abs, with my six-pack, my rectus abdominis, and I do that by envisioning that I am rolling myself up like this. So I'm no longer trying to get up to the roof where I have not brought these 2 points together. I'm trying to curve myself in like a fruit roll-up and roll myself up. And when I do that, my hip flexors and my quads kind of shut off. And if I don't do that, my hip flexors and quads do the work for me. Okay, so think about rolling yourself up. You gotta roll that duffel bag, roll that sleeping bag up as hard as you can. Some people find this very effective to have your hands down like this, and then when I go to hit that roll, I push my hands down and drive through the floor. And see how when I come up, these 2 points have drastically changed. They've come together and I'm contracting that muscle, and I really feel that at the top as I come up. I really feel that contraction through my abs, okay? So again, think about rolling yourself up, not lifting yourself up, because that is what the abs do. Now let's quickly go over a couple problems people still face in this exercise and how you can adjust it for yourself. The first thing is, a lot of people say, my back feels like it's doing a lot of the work or is involved. Really, we want to shut that off as much as possible. So one thing we need to avoid anytime we're doing a sit-up is getting into this hyperextended position here as we go down, because my abs are going to have a really tough time holding me up, and I'm going to be forced to try and contract my back. I already feel it as I'm going down to hold me up. If you're one of these people that's struggling with this, what I want you to do is kind of start in a crunch position right off the bat, and as we go down, you're just going to keep that crunch position like this. And then think about turning yourself over and rolling. But I'm never going to hit that extended position on this. We're going to keep it in the abs the whole time. Especially if you have a weak core, this is where you should start. On a crunch position right at the top, and then enter that dip into this crunch position already, engaging that six-pack. Another issue, even after we're thinking about rolling ourselves up, people are still saying, I'm still getting a lot of hip flexor, I'm still getting a lot of quad. It's probably because it's too tough or your abs aren't strong enough yet. But one thing we can do to try and shut these two things off is contract our hamstrings. Anytime you contract your hamstrings, your quad has to relax in that curling motion anyways. So your quads and hip flexors will shut off if I can squeeze and contract my hamstrings. I do that by bringing my heel towards my butt like this. And it's much easier to do on a machine like this. But as I'm coming up, if I can think about driving my heels back towards me, it completely shuts off these quad muscles. Okay? So as I'm descending, I'm keeping that kind of crunch position. As I roll up, I'm going to pull my heels back like this, and my quads and hip flexors immediately shut off. So that's a way that you can kind of practice getting your abs to turn on and do this exercise properly. All right, guys, there it is. That is the sit-up, how to do it properly, how to actually engage your six-pack to make this exercise work for you. And now you can see that it's a very valuable exercise, not a useless exercise. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like and subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all of our videos. And if you're looking for an online program or maybe some supplements like protein or creatine, go to Lionstrong Athletics today.